Good leadership in the 21st century looks very different from what it once did. In the past, leadership was often defined by authority, hierarchy, and control. The loudest voice in the room was assumed to be the strongest. Decisions flowed from the top down, and success was measured by power, profit, or position. Today, that model no longer works. The world is more connected, more complex, and more transparent than ever before. Information moves instantly. People are informed, vocal, and increasingly unwilling to follow leaders who lack integrity or empathy. In this environment, good leadership is no longer about commanding others, it's about earning trust. At its core, good leadership in the 21st century begins with character. A good leader leads with integrity, even when it's inconvenient. They align their words with their actions. They understand that credibility is fragile, and once lost, it's difficult to regain. In an age where mistakes are public and accountability is expected, ethical leadership is not optional, it is foundational. Modern leaders also understand the importance of empathy. Empathy is not weakness. It is awareness. It is the ability to listen, to understand perspectives different from your own, and to recognize the human impact of decisions. Whether leading a team, an organization, or a nation, leaders today must balance outcomes with compassion. People do their best work when they feel seen, respected, and valued. Another defining trait of effective leadership today is adaptability. The 21st century is marked by rapid technological change, global uncertainty, and constant disruption. Leaders can no longer rely on rigid plans or outdated assumptions. Instead, they must be learners, open to new ideas, willing to change course, and comfortable admitting when they don't have all the answers. Good leaders ask questions. They seek expertise. They create space for innovation rather than fearing it. Closely tied to adaptability is humility. Strong leaders do not pretend to be perfect. They acknowledge mistakes, take responsibility, and learn from failure. This kind of humility builds credibility and creates cultures where honesty and growth are possible. In contrast, leaders who deny errors or blame others weaken trust and stall progress. Leadership today is also deeply connected to inclusion. The most effective leaders understand that diversity of thought, background, and experience strengthens decision-making. They actively work to include voices that have historically been ignored or marginalized. Inclusion is not about optics, it's about fairness, innovation, and long-term success. When people feel they belong, they contribute more fully. In the 21st century, leadership is not just about results, it's about responsibility. Leaders influence culture, behavior, and norms. Their actions shape how others treat one another. Whether in business, government, healthcare, or education, leaders must consider the broader impact of their choices on communities, on the environment, and on future generations. This means thinking beyond short-term gains and embracing sustainable, ethical decision-making. Another key element of modern leadership is communication. Good leaders communicate clearly, honestly, and consistently. They don't hide behind jargon or vague promises. They explain not only what decisions are being made, but why. Transparency builds trust, especially during times of uncertainty or crisis. Silence, avoidance, or manipulation erodes confidence. Perhaps most importantly, leadership today is about service. The best leaders understand that leadership is not about being above others, but about being responsible for others. They use their influence to empower, protect, and support. They measure success not only by what they achieve, but by who they help grow along the way. In the 21st century, good leadership is human. It is ethical without being rigid, strong without being cruel, confident without being arrogant. It recognizes that real authority comes from trust, not fear, and that progress happens when people are led with purpose, respect, and care. Because in a world that is changing faster than ever, what people need most from their leaders is not perfection, but honesty, courage, and humanity.